The 5 best retirement investments that everyone hates. Everyone hates these. Everyone is so into the latest thing. Everyone is into, ooh, let's do crypto. Ooh, let's do this risky stock. Let's do that risky stock. Let's do hedge funds. Whoa, hey, we've got 10,000 bucks. Put it in a hedge fund, man. That'll like triple our money in 2 years. Is that what you really want to do with your retirement money? Not me. I am in for five investments in this case that I feel are very good for your retirement, but they're not the sexy flavor of the month. They're not something that's going to get you excited. They're not something that probably the media in general is going to be talking too much about, right? They're boring. They're boring, but they're tried and true. Number 1, index funds. Index funds take a whole bunch of companies together and they make it into one big fund. In index funds, there just aren't that many fees that you have to pay to do this. And depending on the fund you get, they return surprisingly well on the dollars that you put into it. Yes, I know it's not exciting. It's not like getting the next Amazon, right? Or it's not like getting, I don't know, Tesla. Sure, like I've said in videos before, take a little bit of your money, put it into that exciting stuff if you want to, but just a little bit. Index funds. That is a safe, tried and true method to grow your retirement savings. Not sexy, not exciting, but tried and true. Number 2, target date retirement funds. I've been doing those since I was 40 years old. And for those who don't know me, my name is Duane. I retired at 59 about a year and a half ago. I started investing when I was 40. Okay, way too late, I know. But I retired with about $500,000. And let me tell you, ever since I started when I was 40 years old, the vast bulk of my investments were in target date retirement funds. I know, it's crazy, right? How could I do that? My God, it's so risky. But you know what? Target date retirement funds are tried and true investments. What they do is, depending on when you invest, when you give them the date that you think you're going to retire, they slowly make those funds less and less risky. So for instance, when I was 40 and I decided I was going to retire like 2025, at first you're going to have a lot of stocks in there. But as the years go by, stocks will get lower, bonds will get higher. Okay. I had a target date in Vanguard and I also had one in Fidelity. They both worked very well for me. Again, not exciting, not sexy, but you know, another thing you can do with target retirement date funds, and I say that as my phone is going out on me, is if it's starting getting too conservative for you, like for instance, on some of these funds, when you hit retirement, you could be more in bonds than you are in stocks. If that's too conservative for you, transfer it to like a stable value fund. For instance, I'm going to transfer some of mine to a fund that will stay in perpetuity at 60% stocks and 40% bonds. That for me is good. But starting out, even when you're starting out, put them in target retirement date funds. Not exciting, I know, but a tried and true method for saving for retirement. Excuse me. It's very dry up here in the high desert today. I hope my voice is coming along okay. Number 3, bonds. Outside the last couple of years, you know, bonds have usually acted as a buffer against stocks. When stocks go this way, bonds go this way. And, you know, the opposite of that. The last couple of years have been crazy. Bonds and stocks have been pretty correlated. Usually they don't act like that. So, you know, in most years, I would say 95% of the years, put some money in bonds, because if you have a bad stock investment year, bonds are going to, you know, they're going to buffer against that. It's going to hedge against your stocks being so bad. Again, not exciting, guys. I know it's not. But you know what? I started when I was 40. I retired when I was 59, investing in index funds, target date funds, bonds. Okay? I had some good return years. Again, A lot of it depends on how much you're putting into like a 401k fund. I was putting in at the end 22, 23, sometimes 25% of my salary into my 401k retirement. So yes, you can do, safe investing like I've been talking about, but you got to make sure you're putting enough money in there to make it work. Number 4, invest in blue chip companies if you want to, especially if you're younger. Blue chip companies, Coca-Cola, Caterpillar, stuff like that. Stuff that's been around for years that, again, is not exciting. It's not the latest thing. They might not have the biggest returns. They might be way down on the list of companies as far as their returns per year, but it's steady. It's been steady for years and years and decades. Put some money into blue chip stocks. These things are not the most exciting in the world. You're not going to come home one day and say, oh, look, my God, I doubled my money. It's not going to happen. But you know what? You're not going to come home one day and go, oh my God, look, I lost half my money. Invest in blue chip stocks. They've been here for a while. They're going to be here for a while, and they're going to continue to do good for the most part. Number 5, and this, it's not really investing, but it's investing in yourself. Okay? Invest in yourself. Try and put some money out there if you want to do something entrepreneurial. Again, you're not chasing the headlines like, hey, I can double my money in 6 months. This is for the long haul. This is for something, if you want to invest in like a podcast, if you want to invest in a blog, whatever, not too much startup cost, right? But down the road, you never know what's going to happen. Invest in yourself. Again, nothing sexy, nothing too exciting, but invest in yourself. You never know what can happen down the road, guys. I just see so many people, and I've seen so many people over the years, friends that have invested in like the latest and greatest. In a very small percentage of that, it works out. In a much larger percentage of that, no. They do good, and then they bomb. Now, luckily, most of these people weren't crazy enough to put tons of money into this, okay? They took maybe, a couple $1,000, maybe a very small percentage of their overall portfolio, and they invested in it. If you decide to do that, fine. Just keep it small. Keep it small, guys. You don't have to go crazy on this. I know I get bored with like some of these, safe investments. They're not the most exciting thing, but I put the vast majority of my money into these safe investments that everyone hates. Do it. Do it. And if you do that, I bet you 20 years down the road, you might not have made a huge ton of money, but you made a lot more than if you would have just put it in these risky stocks here, there, and everywhere. Okay, guys? So, it's not that hard. It's not that sexy. Just invest in the stuff that's tried and true, and you'll make it. And remember, we got this.